I wasn't sure if you were going to offer some opening remarks, and so I didn't want to upstage you by showing up on stage before you were ready for me.
No, I'm ready.
But I'm happy to do it this way because it's a more relaxed environment. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for being with us. I know that everybody has been looking forward to hearing what you have to say. And as you know, we've been having an ongoing conversation over several years about thinking about islands, the islands in your part of the world, not as the objects of foreign policy, but as the subjects of foreign policy. And there's a huge difference between many of the islands. And Sri Lanka occupies a unique space because it has a population of 22 million people. Obviously, you're working very hard on the economy right now. And so it would be nice to hear from you at the outset about how you see Sri Lanka's position looking out at the world, and obviously the interest it has in engaging with the world as being unique in part because of its role as an island in the Indo-Pacific.
Well, we've been engaging with the world for about 2,500 years, mainly because of our location. Some time back, a person asked me whether whether we are pro-Indian. So I said, or pro-Chinese. So I said, definitely I am not pro-Indian. And I added by saying, I am also not pro-Chinese. So he asked me, then are you neutral? I said, no, I am not neutral. I am pro-Sri Lankan. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that today our priorities are not the same as that of the big powers and others in the region, whether it be the Indian Ocean or whether it be the South Pacific Islands. Our priorities are different: economic, social, ecological. We are prepared to work with any actor, state or non-state actors, who will help us to achieve these objectives. So we are working with the West on one side, and we are working with China on the other. So this is basically Sri Lanka and others, the South Pacific Islands, are all in the same boat. So I can explain to you, if you want, what exactly is happening, because we feel that the Sino-US rivalry is something that started in the Western Pacific, in the structured area of Asia Pacific. And it still functions. They all meet to have APEC while it's going on. But now it's spread out both to the Indian Ocean and to South Pacific. Why we are getting pulled into it, it's difficult for us to understand. Of course, we are crucial. In fact, South Pacific and Indian Ocean are crucial strategically. West Pacific, yes, because of the supply chain line that goes along China from South China Sea onto East China and etc. But the heart of the US Naval Command is South Pacific. You establish your dominance by the Battle of the Coral Sea, Battle of Midway, and the shooting down of Yamamoto's aircraft. At the same time, what Churchill said was he was worried that if Sri Lanka was captured, they'll lose control of the Indian Ocean. So we are strategic, but just because we are strategic, it doesn't mean that we are involved in any military alliances with China or anyone else. So it's in this background that we have to look at the geopolitics of our own islands.